Neil, another tough result at the weekend. For you personally, how are you finding the current run? Because obviously we can sense your frustration.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, um, it's not an easy situation that we're in, but we have to accept the situation that we are in, and do everything we can to make sure we change it. We're not getting a little bit of rubber to green, but you earn your own look in football, and we have to make sure that um, we're preparing and planning, and you question everything at these moments. Thinking clearly is really important, but you're doing everything that you can to prepare the players and help the players as best as you can, ready for when the games come around. I thought there was good spirit and togetherness on the pitch on Saturday. That's something I've sort of questioned before. I didn't think that was the case on Saturday. I thought we competed very well, but we conceded two really poor goals, and we've got to do better at both ends of the football pitch, and that's my responsibility to improve that. And come 7:45 tomorrow night against Sunderland, that's what our aim will be.
In terms of the attitude of your players, like you say, you openly and fully questioned their mentality and their attitude. How pleased have you been by the response to that?
Yeah, I have, and we've got to try and aim for that on a consistent basis. That's something that you can train for and improve and work on every single day. The practices you put on, the types of practices, how demanding you are of the players, the standards that you set, and then we have to try and replicate that on the pitch. And there's just little lapses that are letting us down in certain games. It's, sometimes I look at when you watch the games back, the opposition aren't creating too many opportunities. It's not like Senny's having to make save after save and they're creating loads of chances, but moments are going against us, and those moments are costing us. And when we get into the final third with our approach play, and we did that on numerous occasions again on Saturday, we've got to make better choices and produce better quality, like we did for the goal. But the opposition are not having to work too hard for the goals that they're scoring, and we're having to produce a real moment of quality to score at the other end. So it's not easy. It is frustrating, but that's football. This is the game we're in, and it's our responsibility as a group to try and change that as quickly as possible.
On Saturday, QPR had two or three chances where the ball was just fizzed just wide or just over, and it felt certainly like Millwall had the first opportunity, which was through an error defensively, and suddenly the ball's in the back of the net. How impacted has confidence been? There's almost this feeling of, not again, when we've gone so close, and then the first shot at our goal zips into the top corner.
Yeah, there is that feeling, but it's happened on too many occasions for it to be a one-off. So again, we have to accept responsibility for that. It's we have to look at those situations and think, what is it that we can do better? We have to learn from them. To learn from any situation, first of all, you have to be humble enough to hold your hand up and say, have I done something wrong? And that, whether that's as an individual, as a group, and that starts from myself and the message that I'm giving to the players. You don't want to blame people. It's about being accountable for your own actions, but we're in this together. How do we improve as a group? And I saw a collective togetherness on the group in the team on Saturday. I thought, that we went right to the end of the game. We were pushing, and we had, quite a lot of chances in and around the goal and the 6-yard box right near the end. And you just need one of them to fall to you, a shot that get you mishit, or a deflection, or something. One of them goals that sort of goes against us. We need to go in at the other end. But I say that's the moment we're in. It can change, and it can change very quickly, and hopefully it'll do that against Sunderland.
To use your words, what is it we can do better to get out of this current situation we find ourselves in?
How long have you got? There's a million one things. I look at every performance, and I always think we could have, should have, would have done this. That's the game. You try and strip it back and say, the plan that we had, did we try and execute it? Did the players take onto the pitch the information that you're giving them? but also making sure that they've got the freedom to go and play their games as well. You don't want to be going into games where the players are tentative. You've got to free them up a little bit, free their minds, and go and do what they're good at. And when they do that, we've got good players, got good quality players. And in moments against Millwall on Saturday, we show that. But our decision-making quality in the final third wasn't quite good enough, and the goals that we conceded were very poor. So we have to make sure that we're doing everything we can to do better at both ends of the football pitch.
Like Millwall, Sunderland are a point outside the playoffs with a game in hand. Tony Mowbray is doing an excellent job there. They've picked up 7 points from their last 3 games. How impressed have you been by the job he has done and the challenge that they will pose?
Yeah, very impressed. I'm not surprised because I think he's a fantastic manager, experienced manager, does good jobs at virtually every football club he's been at. He applies a lot of common sense, I think, to his football teams, and he gets them playing in a way that suits the players. And he's got a young, vibrant team full of energy with good quality, and we know it's going to be a really good football game, and it'll be a test for us. But every game is in the Championship. They've come up from League One with some momentum, but a lot of the teams changed. They brought in a lot of young players with potential. And they've got a clear strategy and how they want to do things for the future. So we know what type of game we're in for. We can control certain things. We have to be there. We have to be us again tomorrow night, come 7:45. And if we are, then we know that we can more than match Sunderland. It'll be a really good game, I think.
Team news, the injury list is growing rather than reducing, it seems. We spoke about 5 players prior to Millwall, and of course Jake Clark-Salter wasn't in the squad, and Chris Willock came off 7 minutes after going on. What's firstly the update on Jake and Chris?
Yeah, things seem to be getting better last week at a stage, and then quite quickly things change, and that's again sort of the way the look and things are going for us at the moment. But that it always gives an opportunity for someone else to play. Jake Clark-Salter went down at the back end of last week in training, which was unfortunate. So he'll be out. That won't be. I don't think that'll be a short-term one either. Chrissy Willett comes off the bench and felt a tightness in his hamstring. He came off straight away. Didn't seem to think it was too serious, but we'll have to assess that today and see where he's at. Hopefully it's not too bad by coming off as quickly as he did. Hopefully we've not made it any worse. So, yeah, that's part and parcel of football. That's injuries for you. It gives other players opportunity to play. You look at Sinclair's performance on Saturday and he had an opportunity to play. I thought he took it. I thought he was excellent, and that might give opportunity for other players to play now. So we're still hopeful that Tyler Roberts could be involved, and Taylor Richards won't be too far away. Hopefully Leon Balogun will be able to join back in training soon. Luke Amos as well. So things could seem a little bit better in the next week or so, but the next few games will be, we're going to need everyone in the squad to be ready.
And very finally, how much did it mean to you and the squad in terms of the support that you got from the QPR fans, particularly during the second half at a time when we're 2-0 down, and they were really vocal in their support of the squad?
Yeah, they were. I thought they were excellent. They stuck with the team, and we really appreciate that. I appreciated that personally, because you've been in the situation we're in, and you're 2-0 down at home in a derby game. You'd expect some criticism and it'd be quite understandable, but they didn't. They stuck with us, and we nearly give them, a good ending to the game. And I think the supporters appreciated the effort of the players on Saturday and the spirit and the fight that they showed. It's up to us now to try and turn that and give them 3 points and a win to celebrate. It's been long overdue, but I think that shows you, who we are as a club and the type of supporters we've got here. So if we can turn it around and get some wins, then I know what the supporter base, and everyone keeps telling me you've got terrific supporters there and they stay with the team and they'll be right behind you. and I felt that on Saturday.